Congrats, everybody, on 400 episodes! So for anyone who, like myself, hasn't been lucky enough to see the episode, could you each tease your character's journey through episode 400 in 3 words or less? And could you describe the overall episode in 3 words or less?
3 words or less?
Yes, that way you can't spoil anything.
Wow. This is not 3 words. It's a big adventure.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
The Starfire stop motion.
Heroic, manic, crazed!
Wow. You know how we do, Mama.
I would say totally new body types.
No, I can't.
I would also love to ask, who is your favorite Teen Titan on the show that you don't play, and why?
You know, I've been asked this, and I love you all. I love you, Starfire. I love you, Raven. I love you, Beast Boy. But I wish I could go, booyah!
Man, that is an impossible question. It's an impossible question. The reason that this show, I think, has lasted so long is that we are the ultimate Lego set. Like, we fit together just right. Mm-hmm. And whether it was with the old show when it would get serious at times and a little silly, or when it just goes absolutely off the rails. It's like these are 4 of the most talented people I will ever know, ever meet, period. Mm-hmm. It's so hard to be able to do everything that they ask us to do on the show, and everyone does it. Not effortlessly, but it's like I always say, I feel like I've been somehow studying my whole life to do this without knowing that I was studying my whole life. And each one of these people somehow embodies, it's obvious that Greg embodies Beast Boy.
I mean,
he's practically green, Literally, Tara and Hynden are the most powerful among us.
Yes.
Yes. And absolutely otherworldly in their own ways, And Scott is the hardest working, most just heartfelt. We all sit there and we get to have fun and do our flips and rolls and stuff. And this man is a foundation. He is Robin. Mm-hmm. He is the kid who will jump and take that leap, and you trust that he's going to land on his feet and do it all for us. And there you go.
Sorry, I was just going to say, our writers somehow, 400 episodes in and more, because we're into production on season 9, somehow our writers keep coming up with fresh ideas that are crazy. And Pete, we come to him with crazy ideas. Hey, can I try this on this line? And the answer to can I try this is always yes, try it. We go nuts. We all crack each other up. I ruined one of Tara's takes recently because she was doing something that was so funny, I broke. And I was just like, ah! I'm sorry, Tara.
No, that happens all the time.
Say more about season 9. I would love to ask Pete, when you are tasked with picking up a legacy and making a celebration like this for fans, for yourselves, for your cast, how do you deal with that kind of pressure while still making the silliest show on television?
I don't even, at this point, it's not even thinking about the pressure. Mm-hmm. It's more once you're this far in. On this version, we're 12 and a half years in, 400 episodes in.
So starting when you were 7 years old.
Yeah. Right? It's more just what haven't we done and where can we go from here? And
what haven't you done?
Listen, shockingly, there's still so much more to do, and hopefully we're back here sitting with you celebrating the 500th and 600th.
Okay, we touched on it, but what is recording like? Are we all together? Are we separate in a post-COVID world? And how involved are
Well, we used to be together, but now we are all in our own little studios.
Yeah, I think.
But together.
But still together. We record together. We hear each other. And it's almost better that way because you can really concentrate entirely on sound and like what you're hearing instead of being, a little distracted.
I think
The only thing is
yeah.
you don't get Greg and Tara doing their selfies in the booth. Like in our 200th
How do you
episode.
know? How do you know? We're sending them to each other. No, I think one of the beauties of this show and why it worked so well is we really are a family. We've grown up together. We've had, a lot of life together, marriages, divorces, babies, all kinds of wonderful things, and we all genuinely love each other, and I think that translates, and it's another reason why from the originals, Titans, to the new one, it's like all the core and hearts of these characters and of us that are really meshed together and become these symbiotic beings that we love each other so much. And before COVID, we were always together. And I think as voice actors, we're so lucky because voiceover is the only part of the business that really didn't skip a beat. We just kept going. And the fact that we can all come together, because I'm on other shows that don't always come together as a cast, we are all together Friday, whether we come in studio or not, which I think is the most fun, when we're all together and we can feel each other. But we're still together no matter what. And I think that makes the biggest difference, because when fans come to us and they say, you are our childhood, we love you so much, we feel that love because we all love each other so much and we love them right back, and it's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, we're all together in our heart.
Selfishly, I do miss having everybody in the booth. Just because it was, there's an energy, and like these guys are saying, it's friends and family. So it's just the more you can get everybody together, the better, really.
Yeah, so many of our ideas that have come from the little interactions that we had in the booth. Pete, who found the song "The Night Begins to Shine,"
Say more about that.
First of all, let's just say it used to be that this show would kind of rely on Greg, and to a lesser extent the rest of us, to have some kind of like musical spirit about this thing. And then Pete came in, and Pete he's just got music wafting off of him, and he is just given this show an incredible soundtrack, and one of them being "The Night Begins to Shine." But it started off as 5 or 6 seconds of an alarm clock when Cyborg turned off his alarm clock. That's all it was supposed to be. And then Hynden was like, play the rest of that song.
So it's your fault.
Yeah.
Out of all the Titans, and we love "The Night Begins to Shine," Hynden is the biggest fan of that song.
I think I would just send it to you, like
She would-
a message. Like,
Yes, and she would be like, "Hi, my brother Scott. The night begins to shine is the best. That is all." Like that would be the text I would get.
Okay, wait. Sarah said,
Yeah,
tell
he
the
needs to
story.
give the origin story.
Tell the origin story of "The Night Begins to Shine."
Well, Khary touched on it. We were working on an episode called Slumber Party, and the episode was coming up short. And that episode, I was just scoring it with all like an 80s vibe, and started rummaging through the Warner Brothers music library, stumbled upon it, put in just a few seconds. It blew up. Hynden said, "You should make more." So then we started just making more of these episodes, and this song that was just buried in the library for, at that time, a decade, came out, and people.
It's now saving the world.
I want to give a shout out to the fans, because there are you watching on camera. You can't see, but we're sitting in big glass. There's glass windows here, and it's the con floor, and people are coming up and giving us love, which is cool.
I don't know a better note to end on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.